Around the World with Stanisław Barszczak, a conversation with a book lover and author. Stanisław Barszczak is passionate about reading and writing. He also loves traveling, St. Petersburg, Tokyo, Florence, and Athens. He has made many wonderful journeys in his life. During the pandemic, when traveling was impossible, he recalled his numerous journeys. This led to the creation of his book, When You Are Old, Your Happy Eyes, Stories of Long Journeys. The author takes us on a journey of discovery. What is happening is aging, pain, loneliness, dependence. Aging can be difficult, but old age also brings gratitude and contentment, says the renowned priest Stanisław Barszczak, who discusses his turbulent life, the general state of the world, and the joys of aging. Look at life as a gift we don't deserve. What's the point of complaining? How life teaches gratitude. Age is just a feeling. Why books moves us? On mortality and life after death. A best-selling author, he lived a turbulent life. As a child, he was beaten and neglected by his mother. He also suffered from a serious lung disease. Books were her refuge, her solace. Later, he overcame cancer and 2 Vatican councils. Today, at 65, he reflects on his life and feels, above all else, gratitude. A member of the Roman Catholic Church, in his books, essays, and columns, Father Barszczak addresses personal and social issues with humor and depth. He writes short stories, children's books, and poetry. Father Barszczak and the truth about the Virgin Mary that religion never wanted to reveal. What, according to the author, was the true meaning of the Virgin Mary? This blog offers a radical philosophical interpretation that challenges the foundations of religious tradition. Discover the long-hidden truth about spiritual origins, symbolism, and free thought in the face of entrenched dogmas, proofs that will forever demythologize the myth of Jesus, the shocking truth. What if the figure of Jesus was merely a myth created by man? Prepare for a journey that will destroy all certainties, a clear reason, true freedom, and a philosophy that breaks the shackles of superstition. Author refutes dogma with 3 devastating proofs, and after the discovery, nothing will ever be the same. Father Barszczak's 3 fatal blows. The Bible does not have the voice of God. Contradictions, manipulations, and errors reveal the work of man, not the word of eternal God. Miracles defy reason. Nature is guided by necessary laws, no deity can break them. Author demonstrates that the rational God does not destroy what he himself created. The Son of God is a paradox. An infinite and perfect being cannot have a human son. From a philosophical perspective, this idea lacks logic and coherence. Father Barszczak didn't want to combat faith, but to free the mind from fear. He invites us to a spirituality without prejudice, nourished by clarity, inner courage, and ethical virtues. If you're looking for a philosophy that will shake your beliefs and lead you to a free ethics, this message will resonate deeply with you. Subscribe to the blog channel to discover new perspectives and groundbreaking insights. Now it's your turn. Which of these 3 reflections gave you the most food for thought? Polish natural wonders. The most beautiful country in the world, Poland, the underrated country in Europe. Wonders of Poland, the most wonderful place in Poland. 13 places. You'll find all the wonders of Europe of this playlist, from medieval castles and vibrant of old towns to pristine natural paradises. Poland captivates with its diversity, history, and breathtaking landscapes. Get inspired by fascinating photos of the most beautiful places and get ideas for your next trip. Note, we only presenting the places that are most important to us, limiting ourselves to 13 attractions. Of course, Poland has many more wonders to offer. Gdańsk, Elbląg, Mikołajki, Warsaw, Lublin, Zamość, Kraków, the Tatra Mountains, Zakopane, Wrocław, Poznań, Bydgoszcz, Toruń, Sopot, Hel. Traveling around Poland, the wonders of Poland, the most wonderful places in Poland on this blog. We embark on an unforgettable journey through captivating Poland, from the historic streets of Warsaw to the picturesque landscapes of the Bieszczady Mountains. Join us and discover the rich history, vibrant cities, and stunning natural beauty that make Poland a must-see destination. Discover the cultural heart of Krakow, the charming old town of Gdańsk, and the dynamic spirit of Poznań. Immerse yourself in the vibrant energy of Wrocław and hike the iconic Tatra Mountains. Shake your favorite Polish destinations below. We'd love to hear your stories. Safe travels and see you soon. Just 200 years ago, Sokołowsko in the Sudetes mountain was nothing special. Everything changed with the visit of Countess Mary von Colomb, who saw enormous potential in the local valley. It was she who brought to the village a young doctor, Hermann Bremer, a man who would change the town's fate. Bremer abandoned the then popular belief that tuberculosis patients should be treated in a warm Mediterranean climate. He believed that the harsh mountain air, a proper diet, and outdoor exercise had a much greater impact on health. In 1855, he founded the world's first tuberculosis sanatorium here, financed in part by the Countess. It quickly became known far beyond Prussia's borders. Patients flocked from all over Europe to benefit from Bremer's innovative methods. By the end of the 19th century, Sokołowsko had a post office, telephone, pharmacy, and extensive recreational infrastructure, and the number of patients was growing year by year. It was from here that Bremer's ideas traveled to Switzerland, where a similar center had opened in Davos. Logic suggests that this resort should be nicknamed the Swiss Sokołowsko, but history is fickle, and the world has remembered it differently. In Poland, the former name Gerbersdorf has given way to a new one, Sokołowsko, commemorating Professor Alfred Sokołowski, one of the pioneers of pulmonology. A stroll through the town today allows you to immerse yourselves in the atmosphere of the bygone times. Many buildings, though worn by time, have retained the characteristic neo-Gothic charm. Why do we exist at all? Explanation by Albert Einstein. Einstein's secrets. Why do you exist at all? Why did you appear in a world that could have been empty, silent, and devoid of consciousness? Why does the universe not only exist but also know that it exists through you? This blog is not about faith or metaphysics. It is about awakening to answer why we exist at all, not as a coincidence, not as a purpose imposed from without, but as a natural expression of the harmony of the universe. Existence is not a task to be performed. It is a fact from which meaning is born. Consciousness is the way of the cosmos becomes comprehensible to itself. Why the universe is understandable, and what that says about our existence. How the theory of relativity reveals the unity between us and the cosmos. Why life doesn't have a task, it has the ability to create meaning. What is the cosmic religious feeling I spoke of? why curiosity is not purest form of existence, how consciousness connects us to the order of the universe. This isn't a blog about the top-down answer. It's a blog about discovery, not about why we exist, but about how existence itself is an invitation to knowledge, wonder, and creation. The author never asks you to seek meaning in dogma. He asks you to discover it in the harmony you carry within. This blog reminds us, when you understand that your consciousness is part of the same order that governs the stars, that question, why do I exist, becomes the beginning of wisdom, not the end of doubt. The first Christians, how the crucifixion of Jesus became a world religion. Today, Christianity is the world's largest religion in terms of number and adherents. It shapes the culture and values of hundreds of millions of people, even those for whom faith itself is not the primary goal, as for example during Easter or Christmas. Christianity began on a very small scale with the Jewish itinerant preacher Jesus of Nazareth, who appeared in Judea, the region around Jerusalem in the eastern part of the Roman Empire during the reign of Emperor Augustus around 2830 Christ era. The Romans crucified Jesus, but his ideas survived. Gradually, his followers, including the apostles Peter and Paul, brought the new faith from Judea and Galilee to the Roman Empire. Over time, this Jewish splinter group became an independent religion, and by the 4th century, alongside Judaism, it was the only permitted faith in the empire. What distinguishes Jesus from the other preachers living in the eastern part of the Roman Empire during this period? How did Christians manage the transition from a small Jewish sect to the de facto state religion of the very government that executed the Messiah, Jesus, as a rebel? And what was the reason for the persecution of Christians? The crucifixion of Jesus. It was terrible. Have no authority to speak on this. Let the facts speak for themselves. Papal reverence covers the empty space left for Jesus' return to earth. Second return to earth. And those of the dead. There are no other days than ours, and those of the dead. May we not waste them, none of them as they are, and none of them as they could be.